Hi everyone, some of you know me. My name is Durante and I'm the co-founder of the Society for Mitral Valve Prolapse Syndrome. You may have seen me on YouTube before. If you live in the Chicago area, maybe we've met at a support group meeting or one of our seminars. And I know that I get many emails, some of them might be coming from you, and phone calls. And I want to talk to you about a couple of things today. One of the things that drives me crazy is we've been doing this since 1991. It's a long time ago, trying to help people live with the syndrome. And we still have so many people that think that they're going to have a heart attack from mitral valve prolapse syndrome, or they're going to have congestive heart failure. Something is going to happen to their heart. So I want to just say this again, try to make you understand. And before I do explain that, there's no doubt some of you that are watching may be watching because you do have structural damage to your mitral valve. We don't really help those people. The people who will someday need surgery need to be with a cardiologist, so you can keep close watch on them. Who we try to help is the people that have mitral valve prolapse syndrome. So what's the difference? 60% of people who have mitral valve prolapse have no symptoms, or they might just have a palpitation once in a while. They're fine, they're going to go through their life fine. Their mitral valve is not going to progress over time, and they will never need surgery. 40% of people who have it have what we call dysautonomia. That's an imbalance of the central nervous system. Most, if not all, of your symptoms when you have mitral valve prolapse syndrome, dysautonomia, are coming from an imbalance of your central nervous system. So when you get these palpitations, these chest pain, anxiety, panic attacks, irritable bowel, fatigue, cold hands and cold feet, I could go on forever. That's not coming because there's something wrong with your heart. Your heart is working perfectly normally. The blood flowing through your body is normal. It's just that your valve just doesn't close exactly right. Now, when a doctor listens to your heart, he will hear a click sound. I shouldn't say he will. Sometimes he'll hear a click sound. Some doctors are better at hearing it than others. That click is the sound that the valve makes when it just doesn't close quite right. People that have mitral regurgitation, the doctor will not only hear a click, but he'll hear a murmur sound. The murmur means there's some blood leaking backwards, and the regurgitation is the problem. If somebody's going to have a problem, that will get them to the doctor and maybe have surgery one day. Usually that happens to older men. If you have a lot of regurgitation, your doctor will know that from the echocardiogram and for listening and hearing that murmur. So we talk to a lot of people and they say, but what if I do have that? Mitral valve prolapse syndrome people have a lot of anxiety. We worry about everything, and they worry that the doctor missed something. You'd have to really have a bad doctor to miss a murmur, and then in the echocardiogram it actually shows the regurgitation. Now, some people with mitral valve prolapse syndrome, like me, have mild regurgitation. I've had mild regurgitation for 30 years. I just had an echocardiogram 2 days ago. It looks the same as the one I had 3 years ago, and back and back and back. Your echocardiogram usually stays the same when you have mitral valve prolapse syndrome. But just to maybe, help you not to be afraid, I just want to go over you. If you do have mitral regurgitation, and there's mild, moderate, and severe, there's symptoms, okay? And I want to look here because I don't want to miss anything. I said the heart murmur, that's something that your doctor can hear. You can have shortness of breath, and that's most of the time when you lay down at night. You can get short of breath. Fatigue, and I'm not just being, I'm tired today. It's really a lot of fatigue. Lightheadedness, cough. especially at night when you lay down if you start coughing. Heart palpitations, sensations of rapid fluttering heart. Well, that's kind of hard because people with mitral valve prolapse syndrome have that also. But, just keep that in mind. You can have swollen feet and ankles when you have a lot of regurgitation. You can have excessive urination when you have regurgitation. Several years ago, in one of our newsletters, we did put down all the symptoms of valve problems that you need to stay in touch with your doctor, and it's not just MVP syndrome, it's mitral valve regurgitation. Well, we put all these symptoms down in our newsletter, and we sent it out, and my brother, who lived in Florida, has mitral valve prolapse. His kids have it. We have uncles, aunts, second cousins, third cousins. It went through my mother's whole side of the family. That's how we got interested in this. Well, we put down some of the symptoms, and one that I just forgot to mention is your lips can turn blue. So my brother read the newsletter, and he called me, and he said, I read in here that your lips can turn blue. I said, yeah, if you've got something going on with your heart, not just mitral valve prolapse, but different things, your lips can turn blue. And he goes, well, my lips are blue every day. I said, okay. He said, but because I read that, I called my doctor. I'm going in tomorrow for a stress test. I said, great. Well, the next day I waited and waited for the phone call, and as the time went on, I knew this is taking too long for a stress test. And I was right. My sister-in-law called me. They took him in. He got his valve fixed in I think it was a triple bypass. So that's why we put down the warnings, because there are people that might have this happen. It is rare. It is extremely rare. You're just not going to drop over from mitral valve prolapse syndrome. Okay, so I keep explaining that to people, but they still get scared. And you know what? I don't blame them. I was very scared when I first started getting symptoms too. But you have to understand that mitral valve prolapse syndrome, what I wanted to say is people who have mitral valve prolapse syndrome rarely have the bad valve, the structurally damaged valve. We've seen that since 1991, maybe 5 times, where people do have mitral valve prolapse syndrome and mitral regurgitation. But your doctor will know that. It shows up on an echocardiogram. They hear the murmur. So, I hope I made you feel a little bit better about that. Oh, by the way, my brother, when I was about 10 years old, saved my life when I fell through the ice in a river. He turned around and saw me and pulled me out. And I heard that from him forever. I saved your life. I saved your life. Well, 2 days after surgery, when he was able to talk, I called him and I said, hey, Bob, I saved your life. So we were even on that. The other thing I want to talk about is we have a new DVD. I shouldn't say it's new. We found a DVD of the first seminar that we had in Illinois. 500 people attended. It was huge. It was the best seminar ever there ever will be. And we are now selling it. Yeah, I'm trying to sell you something because we do need the money to keep doing this. But I want you to have this because it answers all your questions. It's a 3-set DVD. It's almost 4.5 hours of information. We have the experts talking. And the people that have bought it already are telling me that they just cannot believe that there's actually doctors standing there talking to them about what's happening to them. They just, there's not many doctors that understand this, and I'm pretty sure most of you know that. Or doctors, you'll go into the office, they'll say, there's nothing wrong with your heart, don't worry about it, go home. Or they'll tap you on the head and say, you're too nervous, you need a vacation, you need a psychiatrist. Well, these doctors know what you're going through. And I think that let me see how many of them is there. We have three of the people from the MItral Valve Prolapse Center in Birmingham, Alabama speak, and of course they're the best in the world. Dr. Watkins, Lynn Fredrickson, Dr. Hamilton. Then we have someone from our area talking about irritable bowel and GERD. And we have a cardiologist who's talking about mitral valve prolapse, what it is and what it isn't. Then there's a question and answer period at the end. You will learn everything from this DVD. Now, you can go on our website and order it. It's $30 for the 3 sets. But what I want to tell you is, we think it's so important for you to have. And times are bad. If you can't afford this and you want to send us $5 a month, we will keep track of it. And when it gets to $30, we'll be happy to send you this DVD. You're going to love it. It doesn't look like a brand new DVD. You know, it's a little bit foggy, but you can see it very plainly. And actually, the audio turned out better than the old one. So, I mean, it's really, really something that you need to have. And it will also help if your family members are not understanding what's happening with you. And you can get them to look at this. They will have a better understanding of what is happening to you. So our website is mitralvalveprolapse.com. We're just starting a page on Facebook. It's not quite ready yet, but when it is ready, I hope you'll go in there and like us. The reason we're selling this DVD is because, you know, we send out free information every day to people all over the country, the world actually. You know, so we need money for postage, for paper, for printing, for many different things. If you go on our website, there's an explanation of what these doctors talk about. mitralvalveprolapse.com. Just go in there and click on, I think it's on the first page, you click on the Dream Team for MVP, and you will find out exactly what they're talking about. So I hope you buy it. I hope that you visit our website. You can email me anytime with questions. My email is Bonnie, BONNIE 0107 @AOL.com. I will answer questions as soon as I can. Of course, you can also write us, and all that information is on our website. So I hope I've helped you understand that unless you're one of the very rare people, you're not going to die from this. And I know some of you right now are saying, oh, but what if I am? What if I am one of those people? It's extremely rare, and it's in older men. So I'm sorry for older men, but anyway, I hope I helped a little bit. We'd like to also know what else you would like me to talk about on YouTube. Email me. You know, we need feedback. And if we can answer questions, we'll do it. Thanks.